Where we headed?
Chicago.
Where we headed? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, we made it to the Chicago area. Made it to the Chicago area. What do you think? What do you think of this grand resort I got you in?
Shelter, I guess.
It's a shelter, I guess. All right, we're going to have an adventure next couple of days and tag along with us. So after a 9-hour drive, we were starving to death, and our first stop was Portillo's in the Homewood area. We both got some Chicago dogs. Kinley got chicken strips. That's nothing to brag about. But to us, neither was the Chicago dogs at Portillo's. They was okay. Nothing too fancy. Kind of not really better than anything that Sonic would serve hot dog wise. But yeah, then we got some cake shakes. And we paid almost $12 for 2 regular size cake shakes. But they was absolutely amazing, definitely worth going, and we died and went to heaven. So if you're ever at Portillo's, highly recommend the cake shakes. We got chocolate, by the way. And the interior on this place is absolutely stylish. It's kind of like a hippie hot dog place, if you will. So Kinley had to get her picture taken in front of the flowery bus. And then after we got done eating at Portillo's, we went to a Menards. And to some people, this may not be a big thing, but we don't have a Menards back home, and so we had to go. I work at Lowe's, and I wanted to see what the competition was, and just let me tell you, Menards is the greatest store I've ever been to. Where else can you get ice cream and 2x4s in the same place? Alright, so the next morning on Friday is where all the fun stuff began. We started off at the Crown Fountain. And it's very beautiful, and it's very cool to see the people on the screen kind of spitting out the water. That was cool. Then we walked around the corner a little bit, and of course you can't go to Chicago without seeing the Cloud Gate, the Bean at Millennium Park. It was one of the biggest landmarks in Chicago, so you can't go to Chicago without at least taking a picture and touching it. And that was awesome. That marked that off my bucket list. And of course, we did all that before breakfast, so we were starving to death. So right across the road was a place that we found on TikTok called Wild Berries. We had about an hour-long wait, but it was well worth it once we finally get in. And the customer service was amazing, and so was the food. Sarah's pancakes looked amazing. But boy, they were sweet, and my little scramble I got was awesome as well. So great food, great customer service. I recommend going to Wild Berries if you ever visit Chicago. Then when we got done eating a yummy breakfast at Wild Berries, we went down the street a little bit and around the corner to see another beautiful landmark in Chicago, and that was the Chicago Theater. I'm sure it's much prettier at night, but we was already there, so we had to stop by and get our picture taken in front of it or beside it. We pretty much packed all of our activities in one day. So next up, we went to the Navy Pier and rode the Ferris wheel. So then we got on the Ferris wheel. There's my beautiful wife, my beautiful daughter Kinley. I wish I would have got a shot of it actually going in motion, but I wanted to enjoy it. So this was a fun time. It didn't go real fast, and it went around a few times. So definitely got your money's worth here, and beautiful views of the skyline and beautiful views of Lake Michigan. It's amazing. the next few clips you're going to see is my favorite part about the entire trip to Chicago, the boat tour, and it was at sunset.
That clock tower was inspired off of the bell tower in the cathedral in Seville, in Shenanigans. This is a great example of Spanish revivalist style. Now, in the early 1920s, a lot of these traditional European styles were a big thing. Come with me, left-hand side, cross the bridge, look. With things that are intentionally, specifically designed for this building to integrate with things around it, that makes for contextualist design. It takes a building from being something in a space to something that belongs. Take a look at Marina City. And from this angle, that's a great view. These two twin towers that look like they were pulled straight from the Jetsons were designed by Bertrand Goldberg in 1968. What a great idea. This is not just a building, this is a city.
Okay, another one. Where? Guys, big selfie. Big selfie. Yeah,
All right, so after our boat tour ended, we walked down the street and went to Lou Malnati's and got a deep dish. It was an hour and 15-minute long wait, and I hope I don't piss nobody off. It's from Chicago. I know I got at least one person that watches their videos from Chicago. I know people have their favorite places like Pequod's or Lou Malnati's or any of the rest of them, and maybe it's just this place. Neither one of us liked this pizza. Maybe I chose the wrong place. But yeah, I paid $110 for all of our meals. It was the pizza itself. We got a large because there's three of us. It was like $42 for a large. But I didn't like the crust. The sauce was too tomatoey. Hopefully, that's just Lou Malnati's and maybe we chose the wrong place. So, if anybody that is from Chicago watches this, comment and tell us where we should have went. So we got a late start on Saturday because we was up all night. On Friday, it took us forever to get home. We witnessed car crashes, murders, and all that good stuff. A 30-minute drive took 4 hours because bumper-to-bumper traffic. So first place we ate at on Saturday was Dave's Hot Chicken. And let me tell you, I know this is a national chain, but the closest one to us is all the way in Chattanooga, which is like a few hours away. But some of the best hot chicken I've ever had. Not quite as good as Hattie B's, but much better chicken than a Raising Cane's or a Slim Chickens. The customer service at this location, Homewood, is 100 out of 10. Awesome food, awesome customer service. Dave's Hot Chicken. So after we left Dave's Hot Chicken, we went to the Adler Planetarium. And it was very cool. Got to saw some cool stuff about the planet, some telescopes, learned about the history of astronauts and NASA and different moons and all that good stuff. But my favorite part about the planetarium was once you walked out of the planetarium and went to your right, the most beautiful scenic view of the skyline was amazing. So very cool time. Kinley spent like $35 on an astronaut helmet. So, but it was a great time. We left our car at the planetarium parking lot and we hopped on the CTA bus for the first time ever. And I wish we would have done this the whole trip because it makes life so much easier. So we hopped off the bus and we walked a block or two down the street to the McDonald's headquarters, Hamburger University. They have, this ain't just any McDonald's, they have international options. I got the Kung Pao chicken sandwich and Sarah got some kind of cheesy onion hamburger. And we ordered some barbecue shaker fries. I forgot what country that was from, but as you could tell, Kinley didn't care for those too much. But the best part about this experience was those little powdery donut pop things, especially the pink one. I believe it was raspberry. Oh my goodness, absolutely amazing. But otherwise, nothing too special, but it was still cool to get to try some international options and say, hey, we've been to McDonald's headquarters. It was very cool. This unprofessional video is brought to you by Econo-Lodge. When you're poor white trash and want to take your family on a vacation, choose Econo-Lodge. And after we checked out of our Econo-Lodge, our crummy hotel, we stopped at a place that was the best place I have ever eaten in my entire life, and that's called the Honey Bear Cafe. We had about a 30-minute wait, but it was well worth it. I would go to Chicago just for this place. Our food was absolutely amazing. Sarah's little s'mores coffee was absolutely amazing. Everything was fantastic. Customer service was fantastic. Absolutely love the Honey Bear Cafe. It's in the Rogers Park area, I believe. So if you're ever visiting Chicago, definitely highly recommend the Honey Bear Cafe. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal, I tell you, phenomenal, orgasmic phenomenal. Oh yeah, and we stopped by and got our pictures taken in front of the Home Alone house. Sarah loves Home Alone, so definitely had to. And of course, there was so much more of Chicago that we didn't see because you can only fit so much of it in a 3-day time frame. We finally made it home late last night. An 8-hour drive turned into like a 18-hour drive. I went through Indianapolis for whatever reason, and we had the screaming peas and the screaming squirts, but I am glad to be home back in Summer, Tennessee. Chicago was beautiful, had a great time, had a wild time. We was 3 lost tourists in the big city. But very beautiful. We've had a very fun time. Lake Michigan is absolutely gorgeous. The Navy Pier is absolutely gorgeous. The tall buildings in downtown Chicago, absolutely gorgeous. But like I said, I'm glad to be back home where there's no bumper-to-bumper traffic and nothing ever happens here. So, and I've got a very special guest in this video. Here is Butts Aldrin. Hey, Butts. She got her astronaut. She spent her own birthday money for a $35 astronaut helmet. What do you think of your helmet?
Good.
Did you have a good time? What do you want to tell everybody? What's your opinion on Chicago?
The traffic.
You like that traffic?
It was wild.
What was your favorite part about Chicago?
The Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel. Did you like the boat ride?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, well, thank you for joining us. We're going to have more content rolling here in the next couple of days. Until then, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. What do you think? Tell them.
Share and comment.
Share, comment. Early in the video, I talked about Lou Malnati's and how we didn't like it. Comment if you're from Chicago, where we should have went. So, what else?
Hit the bell.
Oh, yeah, the notification bell. Hit the notification bell every time a video uploads. You'll get notified when we have a new video. So, until then, once again, like, share, subscribe. I love you guys.
Love y'all.